All right, so here we got Bitcoin on Bybit on the 4 hour. Okay, so obviously we dumped down, kind of had the rollover, hit that level of resistance, kind of front ran that purple region. Um, it was because, well, I mean, it could have been because of the Binance news. Basically, the SEC is investigating the BNB token or Binance for the BNB token for their ICO, so giving them some shit. And when that news came out, we had a nice little 4 hour dumpy dump candle. Um, so basically, what I've noticed now is that we're in some sort of a range, a different range. So I moved this bottom range line up to here because this one is kind of irrelevant now. And also, it looks like we could be forming some sort of descending channel. So that's basically where we got that wick to, um, which could mean that we go a little lower, possibly get a closure down to 29,150 region, something like that. Your moving averages have negative slopes. Besides for the 100, it's pretty flat right now. Uh, you never got above that 200 on the 21 and the 50. That's what we wanted to see. You kind of just made a right turn real quick. Uh, so that's what we're waiting on. We want to see that 21 and that 50 get above that 200. Then we could possibly break the top of this. Now, another thing is the measured move on this channel. Okay, I want to see where this ends up because I think it's going to land right in our red region. Yep. So it basically comes up to 34,000. Which could get front ran, could get overran. But basically, I'm looking in this red region right here as the danger zone. I'm going to go ahead and raise this up since we are, let's see here. I feel like I could raise this up to 34K, get a little more precision. So that's where we're kind of at right now. Let's check your momentum oscillators. Bearish control zone for the RSI below that signal line. So yeah, I mean, we went right from the bullish control zone, plowed through that signal line, all the way down to the bearish control zone right now. We need to get back above 30K, 30,465 in order to cross that signal line and obviously cross the neutral median line at the same time. That'll play into the bullish case that we'll get into here in a second. MACD, fresh cross to the upside. Looks like we're going to try to cross that zero line to the downside. And that'll be at 29,168. So if we get down there, we're going to cross that zero line. Your negative momentum is increasing on the histogram. Vol is pretty high. As you see, your BBWP is in the upper zone. So, like we were saying, usually when you're getting these this dark blue read on the BBWP line, means the volatility is going to expand. So your vol expands, gets above that moving average, and that's when things really start to pick up. You notice as soon as it got above that moving average is when you got that move. So that's why I use the BBWP so much, is because you can get ready for the moves. So let's move on down to the 1 hour. Zoom in a little bit. Okay, so here in the 1 hour, the story is more clear. Descending channel, deep in the bearish control zone. We were in the oversold. I mean, we're still in the oversold. Looks like we're getting rejected from the bottom of the bearish control zone. If we just roll over from here, this ain't going to look good, but we still have support down at the range lows at basically 29,100. MACD, negative momentum is decreasing as your MACD line starts to lose its downside curvature. So is the bounce going to take, so far we've got rejected from the POC point of control on the VPR at 29,700. So Is the bounce over, or are we going to have a bear trap, resume up because it was off the Binance news? Now, 21, your 50 crossed your 200 to the downside. As your 21 crossed the 50 at the same time, if these cross the 100, not going to look good. But remember, sometimes this moving average strategy will fake you out in a range. So I don't put too much weight on this, even though this is kind of a perfect signal. Now, if these cross and start to fan out, that's going to be kind of a different story. Because look, so when you had your 21 and your 50 cross the 100 here, they really didn't fan out because your 100 was going this way. They really didn't fan out, so you kind of got faked out right there when you're, I mean, that was the lows. You know what I mean? So I don't put too much weight on this just yet. Now, if the 21 and your 50 cross this 100 and start to fan out while you're at the range lows, that's going to be a little different, because your bearish case is that happens while you're in the bearish control zone below that signal line, and your MACD starts to print dark red bars on that histogram, and your MACD line maybe comes up and retests and resumes down, or just stays with its downside curvature. Your BBWP is printing the dark red, the red bars, so your vol is very high. So could go sideways a bit here or down to here. I would not be surprised if we come back down to this low and make a double bottom, head back up to the top of the range. It seems like we're range bound right now, which the descending channel a lot of times has a more probability to break to the upside. So we'll find out. Bullish case is that we get back above all these major moving averages, the 200 most importantly, at 30,500. So that's what we're looking at. 30,500 is bullish. If we break the bottom of the range lows, we could even get a wick down to, 29K. But if we break 29K, that's on a closure, on a 4-hour closure. I would be looking to come all the way back down to these range lows at 28,200 and then come back to it, see where we're at. Those are my thoughts for Bitcoin. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel.